Welcome back to Bros and Badges. Today I am breaking down the top 10 reveals from the June Nintendo Direct that just happened. This is my own personal list, so if you disagree, feel free to blast me in the comments. But without any further ado, we're going to dive right into it with number 11 and 10. Yeah, I faked you out there, didn't I? This is a twofer. It's kind of like tied for 10 because I could not decide which one was better. Lies of P Complete Edition, which comes out August 6th, 2026, and Metaphor ReFantazio, which comes out November 12th, 2026. Both of these are big third-party gets for the Nintendo Switch 2 system, heavily rumored and heavily requested by a lot of you. Lies of P looks like a really cool steampunk adventure, and then Metaphor ReFantazio looks like an RPG good time. To be honest, I don't know if I'm going to pick up either of these games, which is why it's kind of surprising they're on the list at all, if that tells you anything about the caliber of this Nintendo Direct. But let me know in the comments if you guys think these games are actually worth picking up. At number 9, we have Stellar Blade. Now, alright, we are moving into games that actually truly did surprise me. Well, for the most part. Stellar Blade actually is a pretty big get. I would not have predicted this game coming to the Nintendo Switch so soon. For what they showed us of the game, it looks like it's running really well, and for someone who doesn't own a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X or S, I don't have anywhere else to play these games, so I'm very excited for this. I've been wanting to play this game, and with the recently announced Blood Rain sequel, which, you know, is to be decided on terms of when that's coming, this is pretty cool. Hopefully that means the sequel will also at some point come to the Nintendo Switch 2. Alright, at number 8, we have that Pokopia DLC, the free underwater update, which comes August 2026, and the Pokopia Expansion Pass, Part 1 Bubbly Basin, which comes also in August 2026. But there is supposed to be a Part 2 to the expansion later this year, and then a Part 3 at the start of next year. Well, hopefully the start of next year, sometime next year. Anyway, this is DLC, doesn't really count as a game, no, but I think it's still a pretty big reveal, and it got me very excited. I did not expect it. I mean, actually I did. I predicted it in my video that we'd probably hear about the Pokopia DLC, but I didn't know exactly what the DLC was going to be, and the fact that we're starting off with diving and adding a whole new literal layer to this world to explore is pretty exciting. I think this kind of like doubles the size of the game in a lot of ways, which is pretty amazing. So a very big update, and since we're a Pokemon channel, we can get away with this being number 8. Number 7, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Remake, which is just slated for later this year in 2026. Why is this game so low on our list? Well, this should be number 1. Honestly, this is probably the biggest and most exciting game coming out this year on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. And from what they showed us of that little 10-second feeling cutscene, it looks pretty good, but that's the reason it's so low on the list. They didn't really show us anything about this game, and since Take the Hate had leaked it, like, a lot of us knew it was already coming. Now, that's no reason for it not to be higher on the list. That said, I just feel like since so many of us know what this game already is, they really should have done it more justice and showed us what they're doing with the game, showed us what the new gameplay style looks like, you know, what the new graphics look like, what the art style is. So until I see more about the game, it's just a little hard to be hyped right now, but I think once they dive more into what this game is, probably in some kind of September Direct, then this could easily move up to number 1, but based on the fact that it was the closer of the show, and it really just felt like a glorified cutscene, like I don't even think cutscene is the right word. Yeah, it just, I don't know, didn't really hit the hype. Maybe if this was like middle of the show and they ended with something else, which we'll get to later, then it would have shined more. It would have shined more. Anyway, I'm still very excited for this game. Number 6, Final Fantasy Resonance, an upcoming HD 2D turn-based RPG from Square Enix, which will be released on October 22nd, 2026. It says it reimagines the first story arc of the formal mobile title Final Fantasy Brave Exvius as a full-scale console experience. To be honest, I don't know what any of that means. I'm kind of a new fan to the Final Fantasy series. I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on the Nintendo Switch 2, and I absolutely loved Remake. So yeah, don't say I'm a Final Fantasy fan. I don't know what I'm talking about. A lot of people have been floating around that this is a remake of the first Final Fantasy game, which does not appear to be the case at all, but I do love the HD 2D art style. I think this game is going to be really cool. Yeah, anyway, let me know, is this actually a remake? A lot of people are saying that. I'm like, that doesn't sound like it's a remake, but I also have no idea what Final Fantasy Brave Exvius is. Number 5, Kingdom Hearts 4, plus the 1 through 3 collection, which is now going to be native, no longer a cloud port. Yeah, anyway, guys, this was a huge reveal, absolutely huge, mainly because so many people expected it to be Summer Game Fest or at the Xbox Showcase or the PlayStation Showcase, but no, Nintendo got it. And I think the biggest reason this is such a huge reveal is they showed us a lot of the game. It's looking really good. Third parties are really showing up for the Nintendo Switch 2, and this just proves it. I mean, I haven't mentioned a single Capcom game on here, I'm sorry, sorry, but mainly just because those specific games aren't really interesting to me. Sorry. But that said, Capcom is kind of carrying the Switch with all of its Resident Evil ports. Now with this, like games coming out day and day, it's just crazy. Capcom is doing some crazy things. All of that as an aside, this is not a Capcom game. I'm just saying third parties are going hard. And the fact that we got this reveal instead of PlayStation, for instance, is pretty huge. Anyway, the game looks awesome. If I'm being completely honest, I'm not really a Kingdom Hearts fan. I tried playing a couple of the games. I don't get it. It's kind of too hack and slash for me. I know I'm about to be absolutely skewered in the comments, but honestly, this one looks so good, I might try diving back into it. Either way, it deserves a spot on the list because it's such a huge get. Number 4, Rhythm Heaven Groove. What? Why is Rhythm Heaven so high on this list? Well, out of all the games that I already knew was coming, this was the game that I was honestly just not excited at all to play. But something about the treehouse when they dived in, like I suddenly just got really hyped. The games look super fun. I love that there's multiplayer and like there's an RPG element to it now. Anyway, it's coming July 2nd, 2026, and I think I finally have to pick it up. I'm not really a big rhythm game fan, but something about the rhythm games in this just looks super fun. And since we don't have a Mario Party currently, I mean, we have Jamboree TV, but I didn't really pick that one up because I already have it on the Switch one. Anyway, this looks like a new fun multiplayer experience and also single player as well, and I'm really actually pretty excited to dive into it. Number 3, Switch Sports Resort for the Nintendo Switch 2. I really thought this was going to be called Switch Sports 2 or something like that. Anyway, it comes October 22nd, 2026. This is our big October game. Is it worthy of the big October game? I don't know about that. But either way, it is pretty high on the list because it was, kind of a surprise. Even though Nate the Hate had kind of predicted this might show up in the showcase, it was still nice to see. And also, I'm mainly just excited that it's not just DLC or a Switch 2 edition of Switch Sports. That said, a lot of the games in it are from Switch Sports, so I feel like if you own Switch Sports already, which I don't, you might be kind of angry about this because you're like, wait, I already bought that, and then they just brought all those games into this one, so like 5 of them are the same games. But the new games all look really fun, especially that thumb wrestling game that they spent 5 minutes showing us how to do in the Nintendo Direct. Just kidding, that one actually looked like the most boring. I wanted to see more about the planes and the wave racing and the skating. Anyway, it looks pretty fun. I'm gonna pick this up again. I didn't pick up Switch Sports 1, so I'm pretty interested in this. This is a good excuse to get Switch Sports 2. Looks pretty nice, and I like that you can actually play as Mii's in this one. That's partly what I didn't like about the other game, is because I like playing as Mii's. I'm all about me. Number 2, Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. Oh, guys, we are getting high up in this list. Why is Fire Emblem so high? Well, because I'm a big Fire Emblem fan. I absolutely loved Three Houses. I wasn't as big a fan of Engage, but either way, this looks like a little bit of a return to form for the Three Houses lovers out there. And yeah, I'm really excited about this. I absolutely love that we're going back to being able to choose between multiple characters in the beginning. That's so cool. We get to choose between 4 different characters. I don't know who I'm picking yet, to be honest. I'm going to have to learn a little bit more about each of them as we learn more about the game. This one might have been even higher on my list if they showed us more. I feel like they didn't really show us like enough. I mean, I'm going to play this game no matter what. So, but if you weren't sure about this game before, I don't know if this really did enough to like move the needle for you. Anyway, either way, the game looks really good. I love the Coliseum setting. I like all the different storylines. The characters look really cool. And yeah, I'm just really excited for this. It's coming September 17th, 2026. All right, guys, before we drop our number 1, I'm going to give you some honorable mentions. Onimusha Way of the Sword, that is a Capcom game. It is coming September 25th, 2026. This game looks really cool. I don't think it's for me, but it looks pretty cool, and a lot of people have been hyping it up, so I thought I'd throw it in here. Also, we've got Splatoon Raiders coming July 23rd, 2026, and Star Fox coming June 25th, 2026, and Orbitals coming September 3rd, 2026. The reason I didn't include those 3 games on the list is because, well, we already knew about those games. We've seen a lot about them, especially Orbitals. We've seen it in multiple directs. I'm very excited about Orbitals, and I'm glad they gave us a release date in this direct. But we already had a release date for Splatoon. We already had one for Star Fox, so this was really just them showing us a little bit more. Again, nothing that would have really changed my mind about the games. I've already pre-ordered them. I'm really excited for Splatoon and for Star Fox. Great games, but just in terms of the Nintendo Direct itself, it didn't really seem like a giant, crazy reveal. They actually gave us a release date and more information about Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, which is why it landed higher on the list and actually made the list. But what the heck is our number 1? All right, da-da-da-da-da. Roll those drums. I don't know, whatever you do to prepare for a big reveal. Anyway, number 1, Xenoblade Chronicles Genesis, coming coming out in 2027. No release date yet other than the release window. But guys, this is actually big that it made my number one because, believe it or not, I'm not a Xenoblade fan. I've never played any of the Xenoblade games, so the fact that it even ends up here is kind of interesting. But something about the art style and the fact that we're going like back to the beginning, it looks kind of like Origins of Xenoblade Chronicles or something like that. I don't know the story of Xenoblade, so you can tell me if I'm wrong. But honestly, the fact that it's called Genesis, it just seems like this is a cool new way to like get new players into the game. We're not numbering the series anymore. It's not Xenoblade 4. I don't know. There's just something about this that was really enticing. The story looks really interesting. The characters look really cool. Also, not gonna lie, it was giving me serious Monster Hunter stories and Fire Emblem vibes, and I'm a fan of both of those games. So yeah, something about this really stood out to me. Whether or not you guys think that's a cool thing that they're going more in that direction, that's up to you, Xenoblade fans. But yeah, this game just looked really cool, and it was a surprise. That's the main thing. It was a big surprise announcement. I mean, people had been predicting that there might be some kind of new Xenoblade game, but we didn't know what it was going to be. A lot of people thought it was going to be a spin-off and it wasn't going to be called Xenoblade at all. But the fact that they are doing this Genesis version, yeah, I don't know, something super cool. I love the idea that we're branching off from the series, but we're still staying in the series, and this might be a really cool place for beginners like myself to jump in. So very excited about this game. But anyways, guys, that is my breakdown of the top 10. Joe at some point might do his own top 10 when he's got some time to do that. But anyway, guys, let us know in the comments below if you agree with this list or what your top 10 would have been. Did we miss anything crucial that should have been in here? Anyway, guys, we will see you all on the next Bros and Badges podcast. Till then, peace.